Hello, my fellow MGTOW and WGTOW YouTubers. The thing I want to talk about today is the fact that all women die alone. What a scary thing to say, right? Um, it's come to my attention that one of the things men tell women in this sector is to buy a dog and die alone. This is what the angry guys will tell women online, that we should change ourselves into what they want, or we might as well buy a dog and die alone. Oh no, the horror. Am I right? They tell us, if you're smart, you better get married and have kids. Do it fast before you hit the dreaded wall. Settle for the self-proclaimed nice guy, who's usually a creep, right? Because you're not good enough to snag a Brad, you better be humble. Submit to the self-proclaimed alpha male before your eggs dry up. Be coachable. Let the man lead. It is in your very nature to submit to his authority. That's what they tell us. Am I right? And they're right. Once again, don't threaten me with a good time. Dogs are awesome. They're loyal, obedient, easy to please, faithful, fun, funny, and the list goes on. According to the AKC, some science-backed benefits of owning a dog include feeling less lonely, having a lower risk of death. Dogs alleviate stress. They keep you physically active, especially as you age, and they have the cumulative effect to make their owners happier. Now, this is the internet. I don't know how much I can trust the AKC, but for the sake of argument, let's say we believe that dogs literally make you happier. I have a dog, and I'm probably happier than I would have been without him. Here are the facts. Most women live longer than men. So even if you marry a Chad, right? Not even just a Brad, a Chad, right? You never gain a pound. You keep a perfect house. You give this man amazing sex. You raise all his kids. You never fuss. Um, and you're the perfect woman, a separate wife. You are still going to die alone. How many of you watching this video have a grandfather who lived longer than your grandmother? I mean, in my case, both of my grandfathers were dead before I was born. My grandma died at 99. My other grandma is, I think, like 91, and she still works in her garden every week. She's in perfect health. Um, and what's really crazy is marriage in many ways that we'll go into further, is more beneficial for men than women in this regard. Now, don't get me wrong. There are ways that men get screwed over in marriage, mostly because of their own foolish choices in a mate, but I'll get to that in another video, how men shoot themselves in the foot by picking the wrong woman. But yeah, the real gag is that if a woman marries a man, her life expectancy goes down, and it has the reverse effect on men. Women should be weary of men who want to get married for the first time in their late 40s or early 50s. Men, some men, the ones who don't get suckered, are very clever, right? And they want to go slinging their peen all around the community, pumping and dumping, finessing women, going from one house to the next, right? A rooster in a hen house. And then when they have one foot in the grave, they say, let me go get a nurse to take care of me for these last few years of my life. I'm sick of eating restaurant food. I want some home cooking. And they might still cheat and still enjoy their open sex life anyway. But then they have a woman who is almost guaranteed to outlive them, to take care of them until they breathe their last breath. Almost no woman has that luxury. So yeah, once again, the men are right. Go buy a dog and die alone and be happy, right? Learn to enjoy your own company. One of the best things about the MGTOW movement, from the guys who aren't crazy raging at the machine because they can't find a woman, these dudes are on here giving other men advice on how to be happier and how to live more fulfilling lives, right? Like getting over this fantasy of a perfect marriage and just like actually getting in touch with what makes you happy. Screw what society thinks. What's not to like about a group of men like that? It is no one's job to come along and make you happy, just as it's no man's job to financially support a woman, right? Unless that's the arrangement they want. But again, men shoot themselves in the foot by encouraging each other to marry very young, inexperienced women. So when you divorce, guess who has to pay her an allowance for the rest of her life? You should have married an adult who had a career, and then you wouldn't have these problems. But whatever. I digress. I digress. I digress. It's no one's job to come along and make you happy, right? And all of these people who want to turn back the clock and pretend like it was 100 years ago and tell women they should stay in their traditional roles and everything would work out just great, they're lying. Almost every one of our grandmothers would have left our grandfathers if they had the ability to do so. They were stuck. They were trapped, right? And I'll tell you, men are right. It does not matter how hard a husband works or how much money he spends, especially if he marries a child who's never had to earn a living. How can she possibly appreciate how hard it is to earn a living if she's never done it? It doesn't matter how good a husband he is. At the end of the day, most women are going to want to get out. That's why it's women who file for divorce. We don't like each other like that. We just don't. It's not going to work. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, WGTOW is a celebration of freedom. Men, get your hobbies together. Spend your money doing the things you want to do instead of trying to prop up a fake little marriage. Women, whatever money you get in divorce is definitely not worth the headache, right? Of rearing some man's kids or being, it's not worth it. You can earn so much money on your own. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Women, buy a dog. Men, do whatever it is men do. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, right? What is it that we should be doing with our time instead of fussing and fighting in an unhappy relationship? Go ahead and give me a like, subscribe, and let's talk some more. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say.